Tonight on DC News Now, a teenage boy killed in a shooting at a Maryland community center. What we know so far.
Water restored for several families in the district. Crews finally fixing the broken pipe in Northeast more than 12 hours later.
The weekend, not a washout, but you will need the rain gear at times, and you'll want to stay weather aware too. I'll have more details and the timing coming up.
Grill Masters may be cutting the guest list for their holiday cookout. We are helping you stretch your dollar for your 4th of July shopping list.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. We start with a tragedy in Maryland. A teen is shot and killed at a Prince George's County Community Center. It happened at Langley Park, and that's where we find DC News Now's Dave Laval joining us live tonight.
And Dave, do we know what happened here?
Well, good evening to you, Chris and Susan. What we can tell you is police have cleared the scene. Where we're standing right over here is where police discovered the body of the unidentified teenager. As for what happened to him, investigators have released very little information. What we do know is investigators found the victim around 1:30 this afternoon. He suffered a gunshot wound to the upper body and died at the scene. Investigators did not say how many times he had been shot. The playground is part of the Langley Park Community Center, which is located next to Langley Park McCormick Elementary School. Hilda Lopez is a neighbor and angry about what happened.
I'm mother too. I'm upset because the child with no security here. I need more. I'm calling the with more, please, more security. The police we need to stay in this area.
Police said they're questioning possible witnesses. No arrests have been made. Maryland National Capital Park Police responded to the scene with Prince George's County Police, and PG Police are leading this investigation. We're live in Langley Park, Maryland. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Well, the U.S. launching a new wave of strikes in Iran. It's in response to the country's drone attack on a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz yesterday.
President Trump says that Tehran's assault was a violation of the recent deal that the two sides reached a week ago to end the war. But top Iranian officials calling their actions ceasefire management. Meanwhile, the U.S. Central Command says that our military forces hit locations and coastal radar sites in Iran. Our Kristen Eskow will have much more on these escalating tensions coming up in our next half hour.
All right, it is Friday night, the weekend. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair. It's been an active Friday, and we're going to have some more rain and storms over the weekend we got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we got to make sure we have the rain gear on hand for any of those outdoor plans that you may have, and hopefully we see everyone at the barbecue battle tomorrow.
Yes, come say hi.
I know,
yeah.
we would love to say hi to everyone, but yes, tomorrow still a chance for some wet weather at times. I don't think it's going to be a washout, which is the good news, but we are tracking some heavier downpours for parts of our area right now, and not as much lightning as what we had earlier, but still seeing some of those heavier downpours, even back out towards Charles County. This is back over towards Hickory Hill, Friendship Acres as well. That'll continue to move its way east, but now we have some lightning with this cell. I was watching this not too long ago. This is along parts of the I-95 corridor. This is just south of Stafford. This is right around the Fredericksburg area. So yet another thunderstorm sliding right across that area, likely limiting that visibility because we're looking at definitely a torrential downpour that's sliding through there. This is all out ahead of this cold front. It's continuing to dive its way farther south. Now we're also looking at that stationary front back out towards the west. They still have flood watches ongoing back out towards parts of Kentucky and parts of Ohio. Here locally, though, we're seeing these temperatures still hovering into those 70s, eventually dropping back down into the upper 60s to low 70s overnight. And this weekend, not quite as hot as what we had today. More details on that and look ahead at that 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Jackie, we'll see you then. There is a new teen curfew zone in the district for the weekend. It was established by D.C. police. You can see it here along the U Street corridor in the yellow in this map here. It'll be in effect until 11 tonight. And again, again tomorrow from 8 until 11. Keep in mind, a citywide teen curfew remains in effect every night from 11 until 6 a.m. Water is restored to dozens of homes and businesses in Northeast D.C. following a water main break. For nearly 10 hours, neighbors living in 60 homes and apartments on Benning Road had no running water. D.C. Water is saying crews are out working on the 12-inch pipe when it broke.
It's real frustrating because, you're thirsty, you can't even get up in the morning, wash your face, brush your teeth. You can't do none of that stuff, So it's real frustrating, especially because you can't drink no water. It's hot out here, So, yeah, it's super frustrating.
Well, a giant hole remains in the sidewalk as crews work to fix that broken pipe.
Now to an investigation in Maryland into a deadly shooting right outside of MGM National Harbor. Investigators say that two men who did not know each other got into this argument that escalated as they were leaving the parking garage. They say Tyrell Hairston shot the victim, who was in a three-wheeled motorcycle. He ended up crashing and dying there at the scene. Hairston drove off, but later called 911 to turn himself in. Police are continuing to investigate, and they're asking anyone with information to please come forward.
A D.C. dad is accused of kicking in an apartment door in Northwest and strangling his one-year-old daughter. Police said the 21-year-old man attacked the child's mother, who was holding the baby. They say he picked up the little girl by her neck, choking her until she was unconscious. Victor Battles Jr. facing multiple charges tonight. A toddler was taken to the hospital. No word on her condition.
A Chicago man in court to face charges that he plotted to attack the UFC fight there at the White House earlier this month. The FBI arresting Alexander Mercado yesterday. The 20-year-old is accused of setting up an encrypted messaging group with at least 7 others who are also facing charges for plotting a violent attack. And when an agent contacted him about the threat, he denied the plans, then uninstalled the Signal app from his phone. Mercado faces up to 20 years in prison if he's convicted. Meanwhile, Northern Virginia leaders are looking into reports of some officers attending the fight in uniform. Arlington County Board leaders saying that a nonprofit invited the officers for their service during September 11th, and those officers followed all of the proper protocols. But now the county leaders say the event went beyond the expected ceremonial support, and they'll be reviewing policies to ensure they maintain the community's values.
Well, developing now at 9, Virginia Task Force 1 lands in Venezuela to help with earthquake rescue efforts. Nearly 80 members, 6 K-9s, and 70,000 pounds of equipment arrived as part of the State Department's response team. You can see them here getting off the plane. They'll be supporting Venezuelan authorities in their response. We're also seeing dramatic new video the moments of quakes shook the South American country. Take a look here. The 7.2 magnitude and 7.5 magnitude earthquakes causing buildings to collapse. You can see it. Passengers on a plane also jolted on the runway as the earthquakes hit. They were knocked around in their seats as the ground shook. At least 920 people have died and more than 51,000 remain missing. And we also have new before and after pictures of the damage. You can see here the satellite photos taken by Vanter showing buildings completely destroyed. You can see the neighborhoods before on the top and then after just totally decimated as these earthquakes really destroyed different parts of the country there in Venezuela.
Congressional and district leaders are demanding the Trump administration remove what they call tons of toxic materials they dumped onto East Potomac Park. The rubble is from the White House East Wing demolition, and the crews left near the golf course there back in October. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone has more on the actions that each side is hoping to take.
Those Congress members say that there are 35,000 cubic yards of debris back here behind us. This is an area where a lot of people cycle, golf, run, and more. They are demanding that it be cleaned up immediately.
This is one of those parks that is very near and dear to my heart.
So when truckloads of debris from Trump's demolition of the East Wing started showing up at East Potomac Park, Tamar Shaw wasn't pleased.
It seemed like junk or debris or trash, and I was not sure what was going on. It was not very pleasant to the eye.
8 months later, that pile still remains.
I would want it removed.
Friday, Democratic members of Congress sent this letter to Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum, demanding the pile be cleaned up, saying in part, for nearly 8 months, golfers, cyclists, runners, fishermen, and members of the public have been exposed to such debris, which contains dangerous levels of arsenic, lead, and mercury. But the Department of the Interior disputes that. In a statement, a spokesperson for the agency says the soil was tested multiple times by multiple parties, and this project passed all standards set by law. The agency points to this soil sampling report by Jacobs Engineering, published June 17th. While the study did detect elevated levels of arsenic and lead, as well as other metals, the firm concluded there is limited risk to human receptors from the stockpile and the stockpile surface soil based on the current and likely future use of the site.
For someone who walks around the circumference of the golf course quite often throughout the week, I'm breathing in the air, breathing in whatever debris or toxins are in the ground, in the air. It is very concerning, and that sounds suspicious to me that it would not affect us.
And Jacobs did recommend in that study that a more detailed health risk assessment be done out here. It's unclear if or when the debris may be removed. Reporting in Southwest DC, I'm Ariel Carbone, DC News.
Where's the beef? This weekend, it's going to be in the district. The giant barbecue battle is happening in the shadow of the Capitol building.
The Tasty two-day event is along Pennsylvania Avenue between 3rd and 7th Streets Northwest. It is expected to bring about 100,000 people in. You'll have to, you might say, digest lots of road closures. So plan ahead if you expect to drive in D.C. this weekend. Pennsylvania Avenue and 6th Street will be closed until Monday, as well as parts of 3rd Street, Maryland Avenue, 4th Street, Constitution Avenue, and 7th Streets. You can expect parking restrictions and a lot of traffic delays. And our DC News Now team will be there on Saturday. So come to our booth near 4th Street and say hi to Susan, Jackie, and me. We'll all be out there. And if you're planning to come, probably best off taking Metro and getting off at either Smithsonian, Archives, or Judiciary Square, depending on which line you are taking. But we'd love to see you. Come by and say hi, and we'll eat well tomorrow.
Right. Take a selfie with us. Bring some barbecue with you so we can take a taste as well. Looking forward to seeing you. Coming up on DC News Now, a history-making match is happening right at the World Cup. It already happened, my friends. We're going to take you live out to New England, where France and Norway are thrilling fans on the pitch.
Well, this year's 4th of July cookout is set to cost you more. We're helping you stretch your dollar with where you can still find some savings.
Then ahead at 9:30, an iconic painting prominently displayed on Capitol Hill has some historic mistakes. We're going to walk you through what's wrong with this picture.